Thank you. We'll clear the pools at this time. We're asking you please clear the pools at this time. Thank you.
Testing.
We're going to need a big sign. This is where it's on if you time drive off and nothing.
Thank you. Please clear the competition pools.
Welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina, and the Greensboro Aquatic Center for the 2013 YMCA National Swimming and Diving Championships for the short course.
Not diving, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can I pull this over a bit? I'm good. We're good. As long as I don't pull anything out.
Good morning, Greensboro, North Carolina. This is the 2013 National YMCA Swimming Championships hosted by the Greensboro Aquatic Center here in Greensboro, Tournament Town. At this time, we'll ask you to please stand. We'll ask the gentlemen to please remove their hats. Our devotion this morning will be offered by Ben Creekmore with the Brandywine, Delaware YMCA.
Over the past year and a half, I had the opportunity to become part of the YMCA National Committee as an athlete representative. Prior to my appointment on the committee, I was not very involved in anything beyond the sport of swimming and just showing up to meet and swimming. But if you know everything about swimming, you know that there's a lot of time and effort that goes into putting a meet together. I got to become part of the committee and help the committee put together this meet. It takes thousands of hours of work and lots of conference calls with people who have full-time jobs. I also got to go to Greensboro for the USAS convention this year, and it's amazing to see the hundreds of people that take time out of their busy schedules to spend a week to talk about the sport of swimming and how we can improve it. This week, I'd like us to focus on all the volunteers and just have an appreciation for everyone who gives up their time. I'd like to thank all the volunteers who spend their time for timing, officiating, and putting this meet together, like Bruce and all the coaches who are here. And I would also like to give a congratulations to Jim Everett for winning the Rogers Award. Will you please join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
Thank you, Ben. If you remain standing, please. If you remain standing, during this past year, we have lost several members of our YMCA swimming community. Our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to their families and those that love them and miss them. Each individual has a unique life story, positively impacting those that they came in touch with. We're thankful to have had them as part of our YMCA swimming family, and we lift them up today. Bradley Helt, a swimmer with Wilton and Westport Weston YMCA in Connecticut. Greg Reeves, coach from Summit, New Jersey. Alexandra Fizell, a swimmer for the Treasure Valley YMCA in Boise. Chuck Fanter, a swim official, Treasure Valley YMCA in Boise. Cameron Evans, a swimmer with the Upper Main Line Y in Pennsylvania. Mike Ludwig, swim official from Flushing. Manuel Donis, a volunteer parent from the Flushing YMCA. Elliot Castillo, former swimmer from Flushing, New York. Matthew Ernst, a former swimmer with the Tri-Hampton YMCA in Pennsylvania. May each of your spirits inspire us to care more about each other and the community that we serve and live in. God bless. Amen. Thank you so much. It's time for the fan face-off. We provide the music, you provide the moves. Spectators, are you ready? Feel free to join in. Here we go.
Good morning and welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina, in the Greensboro Aquatic Center for the 2013 YMCA Short Course National Swimming Championships. This is the second year we're here in Greensboro, Tournament Town, USA, in this beautiful facility. This year we have over 1,600 swimmers competing from 210 teams around the country. So the YMCA celebrating swimming, competitive swimming here in Greensboro, North Carolina for the second consecutive year. Right now we're just about ready to get set to open our preliminary day one round of swimming. It lines up like this. We will go with the 50 freestyle for the men and the women. We have 20 heats on the men's side, 31 heats on the women's side. We'll be starting about 8:30 a.m. Then we move over to the breaststroke, the 200 breaststroke, where there'll be 13 heats for the men and 16 heats for the women. And then we go to the backstroke, 100 backstroke, where we will have 22 heats for the women and 21 heats for the men. Then we move into the medley relays. We'll be taking a short break before that relay. It's a 200 medley relay today, 10 heats on the men's side and 10 heats on the women's side. And then we'll finish up this morning's preliminary sessions with the seated heats for the men's and women's freestyle, 7 heats on the men's side and 5 on the women's side. So we'll be starting here from Greensboro, North Carolina, Tournament Town, USA. Stay tuned. About ready to start on the women's course and the men's course, 50 freestyle. Once again, 31 heats on the women's side. Heat number 1 will be up, and on the men's side, heat number 1 of 20 will be up first. There's the women's side out of lane number 6 at the 24.90. Kelly Blake will be the leader on the deck from Western Delaware. Looks like we have a false start out there in heat number 1 of the men's side. So far, Kelly Blake from Western Delaware, she's your top time after 1 heat on the women's side. Heat 2 in the water for the women, heat number 1 for the men. .2202 for the men's side. And lane number 1, that's Anthony Guerreri from Pyramid Scott Plains. That's your top time so far out of heat number 1. And on the women's side, that'll be Isabel Cece from Somerset Hills. She does 24:53. That's your new top time for Isabel Cece from Somerset Hills. Heat number 3 is in the water on the women's side. Up on the men's side, heat number 2. And on the women's side, your top time so far, Isabel Cece. Cecile, I should say. So that is Alex Aliapoulios from New Canaan. Alex goes your top time so far. And over on the men's side, we have Victor Lowe in heat number 2. He's 22:01. That's your new top time by 1/100th of a second. So Victor Lowe is your top time so far on the men's side. Up next, heat number 3 for the men in the water right now, and just finishing up. That is Sasha Swell, 24:39. So Sasha Swell, she takes 24:39 out of heat number 4 of 34. She'll be your top time as we move on to heat number 5. In the order for the man, heat number 3. And they'll be finishing up. So Jared Thorson from the Central Branch in Iowa, Jared's your new top time. He goes 21:65 out of heat number 3, finishing up on the women's side. That is Taylor Anderson from Boise, Idaho. So Taylor goes 24:74. Top time remains with Sasha Swell from Red Bank, New Jersey, on the women's side. Heat 4 in the water for the men. 50 freestyle. Heat number 6 in the water for the women. And for the men, out of lane number 5, that's Mark Blindstrup from Birmingham, Michigan. He goes 21:55, and that is your new top time out of heat number 5. Over on the women's side, Amanda Byler. She's from Darien, Connecticut. Amanda goes 24:97. Top time remains with Shoshana Swell from Red Bank, New Jersey. Heat number 5 just finishing up for the men. And out of heat number 5, lane number 8. That's Matthew Picard from Burlington County, New Jersey, going 22:07 for Matthew Picard. Top time remains with Birmingham, Michigan, Mark Blindstrup. Heat 6 in the water. Women finishing up heat number 7. That's Caitlin Mann from Lakeland Hills, goes 24:86. Your top time remains 24:39. And that was Shoshana Swell. On the men's side, Ross Westrick from Countryside, Ohio. He goes 21:35. And that is your new top time. So Ross Westrick on the men's side leads the way right now after 6 heats with 21:35. On the women's side, up there in lane number 2, 24:52, that was Kate Kelly from Middle Tiger. Top time still Shoshana Swell with a 24:39. In the water, heat number 9 for the women. The men just finishing up out of lane number 7. Brent Benedict, so he goes 21:20. Your new top time. So Brent Benedict leads the way from Corey, Pennsylvania. And then in lane number 2 for the women in heat number 9, that's Tori Annermeyer from Middle Tiger. She goes 24:43. Heat number 8 in for the men. They'll be finishing up momentarily, and it will be out of lane number 8. Dylan Taribo from Hazleton. He goes 22:06, and he is your new top time for the men. And on the women's side, Erin McBride, she goes 24:36. Out of heat number 10 from Burlington County, New Jersey, and that is your new top time for the women. So Aaron McBride leads the way on the women's side after 10 heats. Finishing up in heat number 9 for the men. That's Chris Tucker from Red Bank, New Jersey. He goes 21:41. And on the women's side, heat number 11 in the water, and that's Carly Whitmire from Westfield, New Jersey. She goes 24:56. And on the men's side, we've got Andrew Delahunty from Middle Tiger at 21:14. Your new top time for Andrew Delahunty from Middle Tiger. Finishing up on the women's side in heat number 12. It'll be Grace DeMayo from Sarasota, Florida. She goes 24:39. So Aaron McBride from Burlington County is 24:36. That's your top time so far. On the men's side, finishing up heat number 11, that is David Smallwood from Bangor, Maine. David goes 21:38. Top time remains with Andrew Delahunty at 21:14. Over on the women's side, Natalie Simonup goes 24:51 out of heat number 13. And on the men's side, heat number 12 is in the water. Your leader so far, Andrew Delahunty, and he posted a 21:14 out of heat number 10. Heat 14 in the water for the women. And for the men, finishing up in first place, Will Acosta, who goes 21:33 out of heat number 12. Finishing up for the women in heat number 14, we've got Samantha Shirtlift from West Shore. She goes 24:49. Heat 15 in for the women. Heat 13 for the men, just finishing up. Adam Poe, he goes 21:50 out of heat number 13. Adam Poe from Tri-County, West Virginia. And here come the women. They'll be finishing up momentarily. And the winner of heat number 15, Emily Maxwell out of lane number 5. She goes 24:42. Top time remains 24:36 on the women's side, and the men are in the water. And now the women, heat 16 in the water, heat 14 for the men. Finishing up here for the men, it will be Tommy Keeley. He goes 21:28. He's from Wilton, Connecticut. That will be your second top time so far this morning, out of 21:14 earlier from Andrew Delahunty. So Tommy Keeley from Wilton, he finishes first in that heat number 15. Heat number 16, out of lane number 7, Megan Egan goes 24:32. That's your new top time. Megan from New Canaan, she's 14 years old. 24:32 from Megan Egan from New Canaan. On the men's side, finishing up heat number 15. It'll be Michael Skibanowski from West Monmouth. He goes 21:17. That is your second top time right now. Still Andrew Delahunty at 21:14 holds down the top time. And over on the women's side, we had Olivia Giampetro from Phoenixville go 24:38. Heat 16 in for the men. I'm sorry, out of heat. Heat 16 in for the men, heat 18 in for the women, finishing up for the men. Out of heat number 16, it's Vlad Komarov from Upper Mainline. He's your new top time. He goes 20.84. That looks like that could get back tonight. Big swim for Vlad out of Upper Mainline, Berwyn, Pennsylvania. Heat number 18 is the women's 50 free, just finishing up. Jordan Kohut, she goes 24:41. So Jordan's from Triangle, 13 years old, throws in a 24:41. Your top time remains with Megan Egan so far, 24:32 from New Canaan. And the men finishing up heat number 17, there's a 21:00 for Nick Leshuk from Farmington. So 21:00, that's your second top time, following Vlad Komarov's 20.84 out of heat number 16. Into the circle seated heats for the men. Lane number 6, Brad Zurdik, he finished 10th last year. And we'll see what happens there. Coming out of heat number 19, we had Kiko Lamb, she goes 24:40. So the women have heat number 20 in the water, men just finishing up with heat number 18. And your top time is Colin Ellington, he goes 20:58. That is your new top time coming in the circle seated heats. He's from the Y, the Triangle, in Raleigh, North Carolina. Second of our 3 circle seated heats coming up for the men's 50 free, heat number 19. Women just finishing up with heat number 20. Kylie Perry from Wilton, she goes sub 24. She goes 23:96. That is your new top time. So Kylie Perry, 14 years old, from Wilton, Connecticut. First woman under 24 out of heat number 20. Then on the men's side, Ian Gordon. Ian Gordon was 4th in this event last year. He posted 20:49. Now your new top time. Right there, Rob Borowitz following him, 20:52. That's your second fastest time coming in. So you've got a new top time on the men's side through 19 heats. Then over on the women's side, looks like Grace Hendy from Wilton. She goes 24:31. Pretty good swim for Grace Hendy from Wilton, trying to follow up on her teammates' time. That looks to be the second top time behind Kylie Perry. So Wilton holds down the first 2 times so far through 21 heats. And final heat in the water for the men, there's Ryan Held. He goes 20:52, so he can win that heat with 20:52, and that'll be your second top time, tied with Robert Borowitz from Middle Tiger. That heat. Christian Aragona from Tri-City, he goes 20:97. So it looks like lane number 4 tonight will be held down by Ian Gordon on the men's side. Just finishing up on the women's side, Becca Luft out of heat number 22. She goes 24:38. So over on the men's side, we have the 200 breaststroke, 13 heats, heat number 1, ready to get into the pool. And on the women's side, we're going to finish up with the 50 free. So far, Kylie Perry from Wilton, Connecticut, she's your top time with a 23:96 coming out of heat number 20. Great swim for the 14-year-old. Right there's Molly Gaynor. She goes 20. I'm sorry. Names have not changed since the last heat. In the water, heat number 24 of 31 for the women. And over on the men's side, we've got the breaststroke in, 200 yards of breaststroke, 13 heats in total. Your national record, Christian Higgins from Wilton, Connecticut, 155.81. So heat number 24 on the women's side. There's Tara O'Prey. That's your new top time, 23:62. Great swim for Tara O'Prey from Ridley, Pennsylvania. She goes 23:62. That'll be your new top time out of heat number 24. On the women's side. We go on the men's side, Patrick Wall after 100 yards. Patrick from Sarasota, he's out in 58.66. And the 200 breaststroke. Heat 25 in the water for the women. They're just finishing up. And it'll be Madison Marcheski from Pottstown. She goes 24:23. So Tara O'Prey at 23:62 is your leader on the women's side after 25 heats. And heat 26 in the water for the women. Once again, your top time, Ridley's Tara O'Prey, 23:62, followed by Kylie Perry from Wilton. A couple of early heat swimmers, sub-24s. Kylie Perry, 23:96. There's Patrick Wall. He finishes up at 2:05.07. Patrick from Sarasota, 17 years old, came in with a long course call at 2:26.57. Pretty good swim there. Women finished up with heat number 27. Looks like Sarah Davis, she goes 23:85. That'll be your second top time for the women through 27 heats. So that was Katie Poole from Edwardsville, 23:85. Heat number 2 of 13 for the men's 200-yard breaststroke is in the water. And on the women's side, just finished up with Katrina Kuhn from Somerset Valley. Good swim right there out of heat number 27. Heat 28 in the water for the women. Coming up on the circle seeded heats. 28 of 31. Your top time so far, Tara O'Prey, 23:62. So Tara. Heat number 2 for the men's 200 breast is in the water. And there's Erin Pollock from Northwest North Carolina. She goes 23:69. That's your second top time so far following Tara O'Prey. Pretty good swim right there. First of our 3 circle seated heats, heat number 29 for the women. 50 yards of freestyle. Your top time so far, Tara O'Prey, 23:62. And they're just finishing up right now, and here comes the top swimmer out of that heat, 23:05. There's Shannon Ralph. Pretty good swim right there. So Shannon Ralph from Upper Mainline, 23:05, your top time. Lots of 23s in that heat. Here we go with second of our 3 circle seated heats for the women. Heat number 30 of 31. And then finishing up on the men's side, we've got heat number 2 at 2:08, Matt Schler. So Matt Schler from Countryside, Ohio. He's in at 2:08.79, but your top time remains with Patrick Wall. There's a 22:77 Katrina Canopta, our defending champion. 22:77 for Katrina Canopta, 1/10 off the national record held by Margot Deer, who just won 2 NCAA championships a couple of weekends ago in Indianapolis for the Arizona Wildcats. Final heat for the women in the water, heat number 31, third of our 3 circle seated heats. Your top time, 22:77, Katrina Canopka from Middle Tiger, 15 years old. And first in that east is Chase Kinney from North Canton, Ohio. She was 5th last year, She's 23.20. So your top time out of the women's 53 goes to Katrina Konopka from Middle Tiger. She is our defending champ. She's 1/10 off of the national record held by Margot Gear. She went 22.77 this morning. Next up for the women, the women's 200-yard breaststroke, national record 2:12.47. Amy Wheatley, set back in 2002. Heat number 1 for the women, 200 yards of breaststroke is in the water. 16 heats in total this morning. And once again, we're streaming live from Greensboro, North Carolina, home of the Greensboro Aquatic Center for the 2013 version of the YMCA National Swimming Championships. Second year in a row we're here in Greensboro. Right now on the men's side, heat number 3 of the 200 breaststroke. The top time so far for the men, Patrick Wall out of heat number 1. He was 2:05.07. On the women's side, well, I'm sorry, on the men's side right now, that was out of heat number 3, John Stelmack from Middle Tiger. He goes 2:09.65. Heat number 4 for the men, now in the water. And in the women's side, they'll be finishing up. Heat number 1. So on the women's side, out of heat number 1, Brittany Steinfeld from Cheshire, Connecticut. She goes 2:24.81. That's your top time through 1 heat. Over on the men's side, Patrick Savage. He's your early leader. Out of heat number 4, he's from East Hartford, Lehigh. He's out 1:01.02. On the women's course, at the bottom of your screen is a lane number 1. At the top of your screen, lane number 8. If you're trying to follow at home, and welcome to all of our viewers on the World Wide Web following the YMCA Short Course National Championships. We're live from the Greensboro Aquatic Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, Tournament Town, USA. On the men's side, they'll be finishing up here. And the top finisher, Patrick Savage, he goes 2:09. He's from Lehigh. That's Laurel, East Hartford, Connecticut. Goes 2:09.39. He's tied with Ned Toonan from New Canaan. So we have a tie right there out of heat number 4, 2:09.39, Ned Toonan and Patrick Savage, a couple of Connecticut swimmers. The top time remains with Patrick Wall, 2:05.07. He's out of Sarasota, and he came out of heat number 1. So heat number 2 for the women is in the water. Heat number 5 for the men. 13 heats on the men's side of the 200 breast, and on the women's side, 16 heats. So on the women's side, Elisa Arwood out of heat number 2, Western North Carolina. She goes 2:21.11. That's your new top time for Elisa Arwood. So heat number 3 for the women is in the water. The top time so far, 2:21.11 of Elisa Arwood from Western North Carolina. Let her through 150. And here they come. Jacob York from Kishwaukee, 14 years old. He goes 2:10.34 out of heat number 5. Your top time remains with Patrick Wall from Sarasota out of heat number 1. He went 2:05.07 on the men's side. Next up for the men, heat number 6 of 13. 200-yard breaststroke. Women halfway through. Heat number 3, leader Allison Morrell from Somerset Hills. She's out in 1:07.48. On the men's side, heat number 6 of 13 in the water. 2:05.07. Sarasota's Patrick Wall, your leader on the deck. And on the women's side, your leader on the deck, Alyssa Arwood from Western North Carolina, 2:21.11. So finishing up heat number 3 for the women out of lane number 2, 2:23.80 is Allison Morrell from Somerset Hills. Somerset Hills is in New Jersey. Your leader after 3 heats from the women's side, Alyssa Arwood, she is 2:21.11 out of heat number 2. Over on the men's side, heat number 6 in the water. On the women's side, heat number 4. Again, at the bottom of your screen on the women's side is lane number 1. So finishing up heat number 6 for the men. There's Campbell Lee. He goes 2:06.07 on the men's side. So Campbell Lee from Sarasota, 2:06.07. That's 1 second behind Patrick Wall's teammate. That's the second top time so far this morning through 6 heats for the men's 200-yard breaststroke. And your leader is Patrick Wall, 2:05.07. In the water for the women, heat number 4. For the men, heat number 7. 16 heats in all for the women's 200 breaststroke. For the men, 13 heats in all. Leader at the halfway, or at the 50 mark, Grant Murray from Spy Swimming, 27.60. He's out early in heat number 7. And over on the women at the 150 mark, we've got Jenna DeLegro from Somerset Valley. She's at 147.99. Grant Murray under 1 minute on the men's side, 59.99. Your leader from Spy Swimming out of lane number 2. And on the women's side, 226.77 for Alexi Devlin. Alexi out of Sarasota, he goes 226.77. Your top time on the women's side through 4 heats, 221.11 for Alyssa Arwood. She came out of heat number 2, Western North Carolina. So Nick Landy now is the leader after 150 on the men's side. He's from Orlando, Florida. Just moved ahead of Grant Murray from Spy Swimming in Severna Park, Maryland. Still Nick Landy. He goes 206.90, followed by Trey Karaxis from Nick Landy from Orlando is at 206.90 out of heat number 7 on the men's side. But your top time remains with Patrick Wall, 205.07, Sarasota. He came out of heat number 1 on the men's 200 breaststroke. In the water right now for the men, heat number 8 of 13. And for the women, heat number 5 of 16 heats. They're halfway through that heat. Halfway through on the men's side, Ryan Schultz got 101.28. Fastest time out so far, Grant Murray was 59.99. He was in the previous heat. This is heat number 7. This is heat number 8 for the men. Finishing up now for the women. Heat number 5. And that is Rebecca Titterton. She goes 2:20.10. That is your new top time for the women through 5 heats. Rebecca Titterton from Laurel, East Hartford, Connecticut. And in the water is heat number 6 on the women's side. Rebecca Titterton, your leader on the deck, 2:20.10 seconds out of heat number 5. In the water, heat number 6 of 16 for the women's 200 breast. Just finishing up on the men's side. It's Michael Eaton from J.D. Chambers, West Virginia, out of lane number 7. He goes 2:08.13. Your leader remains Patrick Wall, 2:05.07. He was in heat number 1, seated with a long course time. And he's from Sarasota. In the water for the men, heat number 9. 13 heats in total on the men's side. In the water for the women, 200 breaststroke is heat number 6. And your leader for the women, Rebecca Titterton, 2:20.10 seconds from Lehigh. That's also known as Laurel, East Hartford, Connecticut. Bobby Lesko out in the 27.73. New Canaan's Bobby Lesko in heat number 9 of the men's 200 breaststroke, lane number 4. So there's the top time, top split for the men. That's 59.07. Bobby Lesko from New Canaan, Connecticut, your leader. Heat number 9 in the men's 200 breaststroke. On the women's side, 146.02. Amanda Kedreski from Greensburg out of lane number 4. So Lesko still leading, 132.67 through 150 out of heat number 9 for the men, and finishing up for the women, it will be, that's Amanda Kedzierski from Greensburg, and she goes 2:24.43. Your top time remains 2:20.10 for Rebecca Titterton. And here come the men. We'll be finishing up heat number 9. Lesko was your leader throughout. And just overtaking him is Brandon Tuddy. He goes 2:06.05. So Brandon Tuddy, 2:06.05. Brandon from Lakeland Hills, New Jersey, 16 years old. Followed by Brian J. in that heat. In the water for the men, heat number 10. Your leader still is Patrick Wall. He was 2:05.07 from Sarasota. So heat number 10 of 13, last heat before our circle seated heats. And on the women's side, heat number 7 is in the water. And your leader on the deck, Rebecca Titterton, she went 2:20.10 from Laurel, East Hartford, Connecticut. So heat number 7 in the water for the women. Heat number 10 for the men, 200 yards of breaststroke. 13 heats for the men, 16 heats for the women. 27.95 out is Vinia Darrow from Burlington County, New Jersey. And on the women's side, Jennifer Cody from Somerset Hills. Out at the halfway mark. At the halfway mark on the men's side, Michael Meadow, he's 59.52. Lesko had your top split going out in that previous heat. It was 59.02. Once again, streaming live here from Greensboro, North Carolina, in the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center, 2 years old. And the second year, our YMCA Swimming National Championships, short course style, being held in Greensboro. We'll be back next year also, as we have a 3-year contract with Greensboro. I'm delighted they do a wonderful job for us each and every year. So men will be finishing up, women will be finishing up about the same time. Heat number 10 for the men, heat number 7 for the women. And on the men's side, we've got Glockenmeyer at 2:05.76. And on the women's side, we have Cody at 2:21.26. Jennifer Cody from Somerset Hills. And Matthew Glockenmeyer from Somerset Hills, a couple of coaches' delights there. Peter Barry from Somerset Hills, I'm sure, is very happy with those swims. Well, on the men's side, we've got heat number 11 in the water. That's first of our 3 circle seeded heats. Top seed in this heat is Jonathan Rutter from Cal Crosley, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. He was 12th in this event last year. Next to him in lane number 3, Greg Hahn, tied for 9th last year. Next to, on the other side, in lane number 5, he was also tied for 9th, Jacob Lamaldi from Ocean County. Greg Hahn from Cheshire, Connecticut. And then in lane number 6, he was 29th in this event last year, Zach Maben from Hamilton, New Jersey. And over on the women's side is heat number 8 of 16. Your top time, Rebecca Titterton. He went 2:20.10 out of heat number 5 earlier in this event. And on the men's side, circle seated heat, Jonathan Rudder, he's out in 58.74. That's your fastest split so far this morning in the men's 200 breaststroke. So Jonathan Rudder, followed by Gregory Hahn, he's at 58.94 after 100. Hahn from Cheshire, Connecticut, Rudder from Cincinnati, Ohio, Pal Crosley Branch, YMCA. Rudder, you're still your leader at 129.68. First swimmer under 130 at the 150 split. Once again, Rudder last year was 12th. He's looking to move up into the final heat. And on the women's side, through 150, Maggie Slocum. She's from Western Branch, Delaware. And here come your men. And it is Greg Hahn, quick last 50. He splits 30.47 on that last 50 to overtake Jonathan Rudder by 3/100ths of a second. So your new top time is with Greg Hahn from Cheshire, Connecticut at 2:00:54, followed by Rudder at 2:00:57. And on the women's side, Maggie Slocum finishes up heat number 8 at 2:23.35. So your leader on the women's side, Rebecca Titterton, at 2:20.10 from Lehigh. In the water on the men's side, heat number 12, second of our 3 circle-seated heats. In lane number 4 is Connor McHugh. He won the 100 breaststroke last year. In lane number 6, Zach Warner was 14th last year, and in lane number 7 was 19th last year. So out first in 27.03 is Connor McHugh, your 100 champ, defending champ, here in the 200 breaststroke. See that he goes out in the top split so far was Jonathan Rudder at 58.74. He did that out of heat number 11. In the water for the women is heat number 9 of 16. There's Connor McHugh. He's your top time going out at 57.81. Once again, he is our defending breaststroke champ, 100 breaststroke champ on that last year in Greensboro, just over Christian Higgins. So Christian Higgins. Eric Ronda. Christian Higgins is the record holder. Eric Ronda will be shooting for that record as he's one of the top 200 breaststrokers. We'll see him in the next heat. Still Connor McHugh, 1:29.30. Moving up on him is Nate Carr. Nate from Huntington, West Virginia. He's been a good Y swimmer here. And over on the women's side, heat number 9 in the water. So heat 12 in the water for the men. Connor McHugh, your leader after 150, followed by Nate Carr. And here they come. And they will be Zach Warner, followed by Connor McHugh. Zach Warner at 2:01.61. He was 14th in this event last year, looking to move up now into the final 8. Your final heat's coming up next. Your top time remains with Greg Hahn, followed by Jonathan Rudder. Hahn won 2:00:54, Rudder 2:00:57, and now Zach Warner at 2:01.61. Final heat in the water for the men, heat number 13 of 13th, of our 3 circle-seated heats. Your defending champion, Eric Ronda from Wilton, Connecticut. He is in lane number 4. Lane number 2, Jordan Berger from Wilton. He was 18th last year. Luke Lechner down there, lane 7, 23rd last year. And Sam DeLeese in lane number 8 was 33rd last year. Out first, Eric Ronda in a 27:19. That's about just a tenth of a second slower than what Connor McHugh was out in. But remember, McHugh is our 100 champ. He likes to go out early, and Ronda is picking up the pace. There's a 2:23.79 out of heat number 9 for the women in the lane number 4. And that was Sarah Wijak from Greater Flint. In the water for the women, heat number 10. For the men, Eric Ronda, 56.87. That is well below the fastest split right now, which was Connor McHugh from Door County at 57.81. So Ronda taking it out. It's again your record for this event, 155.81. Christian Higgins, a former teammate who swims at Cal, he finished 14th in this event this past weekend. So Ronda's at 127.11. So Eric Ronda taking it out strongly, well ahead of the field. Jordan Berger following him at 130.52. His teammate, but 3 seconds behind. So here comes Ronda. Once again, your national record, 155.81. He'll be above that, but let's look out for tonight as he cruises in with a 157.91. He'll be your top seed tonight. The final split of 30.84, followed by Jordan Berger at 202.99. So pretty good swims right there for Eric Ronda, 157.91. He came in with a 158.82. Berger came in with a 205, so a couple good swims there. Next up will be the men's 100-yard backstroke. There'll be 21 heats. National record, Jamie Kramer from Emmy Lyons, 47.34. On the women's side, in the water is heat number 10, the 150. And they're gonna give the results right now of the women's. These are unofficial. I'm gonna try to scroll down, but we'll check those results out a little bit later. Over on the women's side, Nancy Hu from Sarasota, 15 years old. She goes 221.35 out of heat number 10. So heat number 11 in the water for the women. 16 heats in total. Top time, Rebecca Titterton. She did that out of heat number 5, 220.10. Great swim for Rebecca Titterton. And heat number 12 heat number 11 is in the water for the women's 200-yard breaststroke. I think they got heat number 1 up. So the women's side, we have heat number 11 of the women's 200 breaststroke in the water. And for the men, we've got heat number 1. So on the men's side, they reswam the first heat of the 53, and there you'll see the times. And we'll move over to the men's 100 back. And on the women's side, heat number 11 of 16 in the water. Top time so far remains with Rebecca Titterton, Lehigh, Laurel East Hartford YMCA in Hartford, Connecticut. So there's Katie King. She goes 2:21.91 out of heat number 11. Katie from Somerset Valley, New Jersey. Rebecca Titterton, your top time, 2:20.10. Over on the women's side out of heat number 5, an early heat. Heat number 12 is in the water, 12 of 16 for the women's 200-yard breaststroke here at YMCA Short Course Nationals. Streaming live from Greensboro, North Carolina, in the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center. Second year we've been here, 1,600 athletes here for this meet this year in 2013. 210 teams from around the country. And on the men's side, we now have the 100-yard backstroke. 3 swimmers in heat number 1. So again, your record is 47.34. Jamie Kramer, set back in 2000 from Emmy Lyons. We saw Andrew Delhunty in the 50 free earlier. He had a pretty good time. Again, over on the women's side, Andrew Delhunty's out of lane number 5 here in the men's 100 backstroke. He's out in 25.79. Over on the women's side, heat number 12 of 16. So there's a 53.15. Andrew Delhunty coming in with a long course time, so he's your top time so far. 53.15. Andrew Delhunty out of Middle Tiger, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Next up, heat number 2 for the men's 100 backstroke. 21 heats in total, and they're in the water. There's a big swim right there, 2:17.78 out of lane number 4, Jessica Horomansky, 15 years old from Middle Tiger. That is your new top time, dropping 7 seconds from her seed time coming into this meet. So 2:17.78 for Jessica Horomansky. She'll be looking to get back tonight in the final heat. In the water right now, heat number 13 for the women, and finishing up on the men's side, heat number 2, and that's Tommy Gannon. He goes 54.40 over on the men's side. But your top time remains with Andrew Delhunty from Middle Tiger out of heat number 1, 53.15. Good swim for Tommy Gannon, 54.40 from Westport Weston. On the women's side, heat number 13 is in the water. It's Jody Thompson out first in lane number 5 at 30.63. Heat number 3 for the men's 100 backstroke is in the water. So Jody Thompson out in 105.77, followed by Olivia Clark. Jody Thompson from Fanwood Scotch Plains, Olivia Clark from Wilton, Southwest Connecticut. here come the men on the men's side for the 100-yard backstroke. That's Sam Fuller. He goes 54.42 for Sam Fuller from Anne Arundel County. Your top swimmer out of that heat. But your top time is with Andrew Delhunty from Middle Tiger. He went 53.15 out of heat number 1. So it's still Thompson and Olivia Clark. So Jody Thompson and Olivia Clark leading the way here in heat number 13 of the women's 200 breaststroke. Final heat before our circle seated heats. Top time is 2:17.78. Jessica Hermansky from Middle Tiger. In the order for the men, heat number 4 of 21. 100 yards of backstroke. So Olivia Clark, she overtakes Jody Thompson. She comes in with a 2:19.80, and that's your second top time. Olivia drops just over 3 seconds from her seed time. Great swim for Olivia Clark from Wilton, Connecticut. Now your second top time on the deck behind Jessica Hermansky. And here come the men finishing up the backstroke. Heat number 14 is in the water for the women, first of our 3 circle seated heats. There's a 53.57 for A.J. Brady out of Brandywine, Delaware. So 53.57. Your top time remains with Andrew Delhunty through 4 heats of the men's 100 backstroke. Megan Small leading over on the women's side after 50 here in heat number 14 of 16. First of our 3 circle seated heats on the women's side for the women's 200 breaststroke. And over on the men's side, we've got heat number 5 of 21 in the water. Top time so far, 53.15. Andrew Delhunty from Middle Tiger out of heat number 1. He's your top time on the deck. First out there is Ethan D'Arcangelo from Pottstown. He's out 26.01. So over on the women's side, just over halfway through, 200 yards of the women's 200 breaststroke. Still, D'Arcangelo, he goes 53.61. Pretty good swim there for Ethan D'Arcangelo. Nice drop from his seed time of 54.66. Your top time remains 53.15. Andrew Delhunty out of heat number 1. And your top time on the women's side for the breaststroke, 2:17.78. Next fastest time, 2:19.80. That's Hermansky from Middle Tiger and Clark from Wilton as your top 2 times so far on the women's side for the 200 breaststroke. In the water for the men, heat number 6 of 21, and there's your top time, your new top time, 2:15.22. Olivia Onchez from Triangle area, Raleigh, North Carolina. So she goes 2:15.22. That'll be your new top time on the women's side. Second of our 3 circle seated heats for the women. Heat number 15 of the 200 breaststroke is in the water. Your defending champion, lane number 4, Brittany Leap. And over on the men's side, that's Ian DiCarlo. He goes 53.18. That's your second fastest time so far. He's from West Shore, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And Bethany Leap, as I mentioned, over on the women's side in the 200 breaststroke, she's our defending champion. Next to her in lane number 3, Savannah Faulkner, 14 years old from Middle Tiger. She was 15th last year. And up in lane number 2, Alyssa Storino from Wilton, Connecticut, was 10th last year in this event. So heat number 7 for the men is in the water. Lou Sousa out first from Western Connecticut. He's out 25.75. Pretty good out right there for Lou. pretty good freestyler from Connecticut. Over on his back this morning here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the men will be finishing up here, and it is Lou Sousa. He goes 52.94. Pretty good swim right there. That's your new top time. So Luciano Sousa from Western Connecticut. He goes 52.94 out of lane number 1, and that'll be your new top time through 7 heats on the men's side for the 100 backstroke. 21 heats in total for the men. And over on the women's side, we got Bethany Leap, your leader, at the 150 mark. Again, she is our defending champion here in our second of our 3 circle seated heats for the women. Finishes up with a 2:11.85 for Bethany Leap. That's a pretty good swim right there. And that is a new national record. Pretty good swim. I was not paying much attention to that, but I apologize to Bethany. She goes 2:11.85 and sets a new national record here in the morning prelim heats. Obviously your top time so far, but congratulations to Bethany Leap. She drops 3 seconds, goes 2:11.85 for a new national record. And on the men's side, we've got Brandon Nestor out of heat number 8. He posts a 52.53, so that is your new top time for the men. Final heat for the women is in the water, but we've had a new national record set in the heat number 15. Bethany Leap, she went 2:11.87. In this heat number 16, final heat, Abby Fisher in lane number 4 was second last year. Catherine Parker in lane number 3 was 6th. Catherine's from Anne Arundel. Abby Fisher from Lakeland Hills. Katie Evans from Greenwich, Connecticut in lane 5 was 21st last year. Rachel Stoddard in lane 6 was 12th last year. And Katie Williams in lane number 7 was 13th last year from Triangle area. Abby Fisher, your leader at 1:03.87 here in the final heat of the women's 200 breaststroke. Finishing up on the men's side, heat number 9 of 21 of the men's 100 backstroke, and that's Steve Miller. So Steve Miller from Boyertown, he goes 53.25. Real good swim right there for Steve, but in heat number 9, Steve Miller, 53.25. Next up, heat number 10.
Springfield, Illinois coach to the relay lane, Springfield, Illinois. This year, change coaches for swimmers do not have to take a relay swim to the block.
So out of heat number 1 for the women's 100 backstroke, Phoebe Slaughter, she goes 59.20. That's your top time. She's from Darien, Connecticut. Over on the men's side, we've got Matt Picard. He goes 52.51. He's from Burlington, New Jersey, 52.51. So it just overtakes Brandon Nestor. So that is your new top time, 52.51 for Matthew Picard out of heat number 13. There's a 59.19. That's your new top time for Maddie Novak out of lane number 8 in heat number 2, the women's 100 back from Wyckoff. 59.19, the new top time. And over on the men's side, finish up with J.D. Scher. He goes 53.15. Your top time remains with Matt Picard from Burlington, New Jersey. He goes 52.51. Heat number 14 is in the water for the men. Heat number 3 for the women. Top time for the women so far, 59.19. Maddie Novak from Wyckoff, New Jersey out of heat number 2. And for the men, 52.51 for Matt Tackard from Burlington County, New Jersey out of heat number 12. In the water for the men, heat 14. In the water for the women, heat number 3. 22 heats in total for the women, 21 heats for the men. Once again, we're streaming live from Greensboro, North Carolina. YMCA National Swimming Championships, 59.14 for Sydney Mercer. That's your new top time. Sorry, that was Kylie Olson. So your new top time, 59.14 out of heat number 3. In the water for the men, heat number 15. Of 21. And for the women, heat number 4. You can check out our live results on YMCA Swimming and Diving, and you'll pick up all of the results from this morning. We have a break. I'll go through some of those for us. But as the action just keeps moving along, out of heat number 4, we've got your top time right there. Taylor Anderson out of heat number 4 from Boise, Idaho. She goes 58.89. First woman under 59. And over on the men's side, there's a 52.26. And that's Tyler Kauth from Red Bank. 14 years old. Good swim right there for the 14-year-old out of heat number 15. And that will be your new top time for Tyler Kauth from Red Bank. So there's your top time for the men's heat 15. 14 years old, a lane 8, Tyler Kauth. And on the women's side, heat number 5 of 22 is in the water. For 100 yards of backstroke. Garrett Procronier from Greater Flint. Always a good Y swimmer, trying to move up into some of the final heats here today. And the women will be finishing up. There's a 58.92 from Kylie Romaine from Ridley. And on the men's side, Garrett Procronier, he goes 51.89. A real good swim right there. Followed by, that is your new top time for Garrett Procronier from Greater Flint, Michigan, followed by Chandler Brown, and he went 51.89. So a couple of 51s right there. Those are your top times so far. Garrett Procronier from Greater Flint, Michigan, your leader on the deck after 16 heats of 21 heats of the men's 100-yard backstroke. In the water for the women, heat number 6 of 22. Your top time so far is a 58.89 for Taylor Anderson from Boise, Idaho. The Treasure Valley YMCA. Their CEO is Jim Everett. Our gate guy supreme. Jim Everett leads our gate guys down here at Y National. If you've never been here, you got to come down sometime and check out all of the action at YMCA Swimming Nationals. So finishing up on the men's side, 100 backstroke. There's another top time, 51.05 for Timothy Kostanlansky from Summit, New Jersey. Great swim right there out of lane number 3. He is your new leader, Timothy Kostanlansky. And on the women's side, Madison Jean from Sarasota. She goes 58.51, and that'll be your new top time through 6 heats. On the men's side, heat number 18. Final heat just before our circle-seated heats. Here in the men's 100 backstroke, 21 heats in total. Top time so far, Timothy Kostanlansky from Summit area, New Jersey. He was 51.01. Brad Oberg from Middle Tiger out in a 24.84. Pretty good split move going out. And on the women's side, heat number 7 is in the water. Once again, your top time through 6 heats on the women's side, 58.51. And here come the men. And again, your top time so far, 51.05. But Brad Oberg, he'll be your new top time on the deck. He goes 50.73 out of lane number 6. So there it is. We're looking for our first sub 50. Coming up next, first of our 3 circle seated heats, heat number 19 of 21 for the men. And they're in the water. And over on the women's side, there's a 58.38 on the board for Emma Sampson. Emma from Springfield, Ohio, and she's 13 years old. She goes 58.38, and that is your new top time for the women through 7 heats. 13 years old, Emma Sampson from Springfield, Ohio. From a Margot Gear. Margot's 50.88 First in the 50 and first in the 100 NCAA Championships Division I 2 weeks ago. So here are the men. They'll be finishing up. Once again, your national record 47:34, but there's Nick Peterson. He goes 50.57 from Schrader. Pretty good swim right there. That is your new top time. So Nick Peterson takes the top time slot from Brad Oberg from Middle Tiger. And over on the women's side, there's Julia Perry. Julia finishes up from Wyckoff with a 59:30. Your top time remains with Emma Sampson at 58:38 from Springfield, Ohio. She's 13 years old. Second of our 3 circle seated heats on the men's side. Heat number 20 is in the water for the 100 backstroke. Leader at the turn there is Andrew Appleby from Cayuga, Ohio. He's out in 23:49. And he goes 48:68. Pretty good swim right there for Andrew Appleby from Cayuga, Ohio. Followed by Alex Tromke from Boise, Idaho at 49:90. So sub 49 for Andrew Appleby. Great swim right there. Final heat coming up for the men. Heat number 21, third of our 3 circle seated heats. Your top time so far, 48:68 for Andrew Appleby. And over on the women's side, that's Peyton Kiner. She goes 58:93. Top time remains with Emma Sampson from Springfield, Ohio at 58:38. Final heat for the men. Heat number 21, third of our 3 circle seated heats. Your top time so far, Andrew Appleby from Cayuga, Ohio, 48:68. Top seed coming in, Sam Lynch, 48:60. He's from Red Bank, New Jersey. He's out in 23:40, so Sam Lynch, your leader at the 50 mark here in the final heat of the men's 100 backstroke preliminary round. And over on the women's side, we've got heat number 11 in the water of 22. Your top time so far, 58:38. Emma Sampson from Springfield, Ohio. And here comes the men. And it is Sam Lynch. He goes 49:76. He takes the final heat, but your top time, looks like Sam will be your second seed. He'll be behind Andrew Appleby from Cayuga, Ohio. So there'll be a 15-minute break on the men's side right now. We'll be finishing up the women's 100 backstroke, heat number 11 in the water for you. And then we're going to get to the 200 medley relays. And on the women's side right there, 58:36. That is your new top time. Coming out of lane number 8, Jennifer Deist from Edwardsville. So Jennifer now has your new top time on the women's side. Heat number 12, getting ready to get into the water. There they are, in the water right now. So if you're watching on the women's side, it is at the top is lane number 1, at the bottom of the pool, lane number 8. Out of heat number 12, that was Marissa Gingerich from York, Pennsylvania. She's now your new top time at 58:06. Heat number 13 is in the water. So on the women's side, I was wrong. It is heat number, or lane number 1 is at the bottom of your screen. Lane number 8 at the top. Finishing up on the women's side, there's their 57:45. That's your new top time, and that's Allie Warnemont from Northwest North Carolina. 57:45 for Allie Warnemont out of heat 13. She's your new top time, and heat number 14 is in the water. So heat 14 for the women is in the water. Allie Warnemont from Northwest North Carolina, your leader at 58:85. She did that out of heat number 13, out of lane number 8. Pretty good swim right there. And they finish up with heat number 14, and that's Lucy Donnelly. She goes 58:47. Your new top time. So Lucy Donnelly has a 58:47 out of heat number 14. Your top time on the deck. Lucy from Summit area. It's Lucia Donnelly, not Lucy. Lucia Donnelly. Once again, lane number 1 is at the bottom of your screen for the women's side. Lane number 1 at the top of your screen for the men's side. Once again, we're streaming live here from Greensboro, North Carolina, in the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center for the 2013 YMCA Swimming Short Course National Championships. We have had a record this morning in the 200 breaststrokes. Bethany Leap already set the new standard at a 2:11 for the 200 breaststroke. Great swim. And right now we're finishing up the women's prelim session. We're on a break on the men's side before the 200 medley relay. Should be starting that in about a little less than 10 minutes. And there on the women's side, there's your new top time. First sub 57, Nikki Bookwalter from Upper Mainline. She goes 56.75. Real good swim out of heat number 15 of 22. We'll see where that puts her later on once we get into the circle seated heats. But a 56.75, Coach Glenn Neufeld's got to be thrilled about that. Nikki Bookwalter, Upper Mainline out of heat number 15. Heat 16 is in the water. Women's 100-yard backstroke. 22 heats in total. And here come your women finishing up heat number 16 of the 100 backstroke. And it'll be Caitlin Foley from Sunbury, 15 years old. She goes 57.42. Next up, heat number 17 for the women, 100 backstroke. And there they go. .22 heats in total. Your top time so far, Nikki Bookwalter, she goes 56.75 out of lane number 8 in heat 15. So she's your leader on the deck through 16 heats. Heat 17 in the water for the women's 100 backstroke here at the 2013 YMCA National Swimming Championships from Greensboro, North Carolina. And here we come. We'll be finishing up as they swim under the flags here for heat 17. Your winner, 56.34 for Jackie Van Loo from Red Bank, New Jersey. That'll be your new top time for Jackie Van Loo from Red Bank, New Jersey. Great swim right there, 15 years old. Next up, heat number 18 of 22. Quinn Scannell from Greenwich is out in 27.72 at the 50-yard mark. She's 14 years old. Followed by Elizabeth Graff down there in lane number 8, or up there in lane number 8, I'm sorry. And there it is, Quinn Scannell. She goes 57.09 from Greenwich, Connecticut. But your top time so far, 56.34. Jackie Van Loo from Red Bank, New Jersey. Heat number 19 at 22 coming up. In the water, heat number 19. So Haley Shaw out in 27.66. She's from Greater Flint. She comes in with a 57.00. Final heat before our 3 circle seated heats are in the women's 100 backstroke. This is heat number 19. And here they come to the wall. And it will be Camry Forbes out of lane number 8. Butler, Pennsylvania, another 14-year-old. She goes 56.67. That'll be your second fastest time of the morning, followed by just following Jackie Van Loo from Red Bank. So Jackie Van Loo going into the circle seated heats is your top time so far. And in the water is heat number 20 of 22. First of our 3 circle seated heats. In lane number 4, she was 24th last year from Countryside, Marianne Common. And lane number 5, she was 7th last year, Nikki Price. Lane number 6, Casey Oberlander from York is Nikki Price's teammate. She was 9th last year, so keep an eye out on those York girls. Up there in lane number 2, she was 15th last year, Danielle Bach. So out first, Nikki Price from York. She was 7th last year. She's out in 26.82. They come to the wall, and it will be Casey Oberlander. She goes 55.07, 15 years old from York, Pennsylvania. Great swim, followed by Nikki Price, her teammate, at 55.14. So we've got a couple of York swimmers at the top of the board. Coming out of the first circle seated heat. And now on the water, heat 21 of 22, second of our 3 circle seated heats. In the center of the pool, Carolyn Baldwin. She was 12th last year from Westfield, New Jersey. She comes in with a 54.99 seed. Up there in down here in lane number 2, Allie Gaillard, 14th last year. And in lane number 1, Courtney Weaver, our national champion in the butterfly. Allie Gaillard out first, 14 years old from Middle Tiger. She was 14th last year. She's out in 26.78. See if she'll be able to hold on to that lead. Also in the water, Remedy Rule, a great 200 freestyler. See those girls, Weaver and Rule, later on this week. Still Gaillard, she wins it at a 54.91, so she goes sub 55. That's your top time. Allie Gaillard, 14 years old from Middle Tiger, out of heat number 21. Final heat, heat number 22, third of our 3 circle seated heats. And there they go. In this heat, you've got Emily Slaby from Countryside, Ohio. She was 4th in this event last year. Her record time is 53.73. Kendall Crawford from Middle Tiger holds that. But here is Emily Slaby out in 25.85. That's your top split so far this morning. Real fast. Lane number 5, Maria Chamberlain was 22nd last year. Michelle Kim in lane 6 was 8th last year. And Sarah Rhodes from Greater Peoria in lane 3. She was 11th last year. So let's see what Emily Slaby comes in with as she swims under the flags and to the wall. And she goes 54.27. Marie Chamberlain next to her is 54.77. That'll be your top time. Coming out of lane number 4, Emily Slaby from Countryside, Ohio. That'll conclude the women's 100 backstroke. We'll take a little bit of a break before we get into the 200 medley relay. Starting in about 15 minutes. We'll be up in there. The men's, on the men's side, they're in the water right now with the 200 medley relay.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected makes my family stronger, healthier, and happier.
Because a safe place after school can lead to success in school.
Because physical activity is vital to my health and well-being.
Because I need to make my world better.
Because playing team sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
When I grow up,
I want to be a doctor,
a policeman,
a teacher.
I want to be a champion.
Saving lives and building champions. That's the mission of the USA Swimming Foundation, and we're dedicated to providing support to strengthen our sport from grassroots to gold medals. Our goals are ambitious. We're proud to provide financial support to Team USA athletes and coaches, allowing them the resources they need to train and compete, and to maintain America's ranking as the world's dominant swim power for more than a half a century. In 2007, we launched Make a Splash, a national child-focused water safety initiative.
I want to help you guys learn to swim.
Through Make a Splash, the foundation provides funding to teach kids to swim and be safe around the water. The goal, end preventable drowning tragedies that claim 10 lives across America every day. We inspire future generations of swimmers.
You have to be resilient.
And instill valuable lessons that make a difference.
There's so many times that are going to knock you down and you have to get back up.
When I grow up,
I want to be a champion.
The USA Swimming Foundation. Saving lives and building champions.
Okay, we're back streaming live here in Greensboro, North Carolina for the YMCA 2013 National Short Course Swimming Championships. In the water right now, heat number 5 of the men's 200 medley relay. You've got 10 heats in total. And your winner out of that heat, 137.50. That's Greater Flint. It's your top time so far out of heat number 5, 137.50. Greater Flint, Michigan. As they move into heat number 6. There's York, PA out in 24.36 off that backstroke leg pretty quick. They're in lane number 5. They're going to try to look to move in.
Turn on the women's course. Officials, please return on the women's course. Once again, we will take a 15-minute break following the relays prior to the start time finals of the 1,000. We'll be starting with heat number 2. Heat number 2 of the 1,000 freestyles. Heat number 1 will swim tonight with our finals.
There's Kishwaukee at 1:14.05. After the breaststroke leg, Kishwaukee, Illinois. So your top time so far, 137.50. Greater Flint out of heat number 5. And there comes York now at 135.97. So York takes your top spot. So York in with your top time so far, 137.95. As we move to heat number 7 of 10, final heat before our 3 circle seated heats here in the men's 200 medley relay. We'll be getting started on the women's side shortly. Once again, on your screens at home, lane number 1 is at the top, lane number 8 is at the bottom. So you've got upper main line in lane number 1 and then middle tiger down in lane number 8. 135.97 your top time by York, Pennsylvania, coming out of heat number 6. So heat number 7 is in the water, now being led off of a backstroke start, 22.71 by Cayuga, Ohio. I didn't see the backstroke. So out first still Cayuga after halfway through. Middle Tiger 113.63. Your leader now at a lane number 8. Once again, that's at the bottom of your screen. Also in there, Westfield, New Jersey. Shout out to Mark Elsasser, CEO up there. 134.43. That is your new top time. Middle Tiger coming out of heat number 7, lane number 8, 134.43. We'll move into our circle-seated heats. Heat number 8, first of the 3 circle-seated heats.
Appreciate it. Thank you. That was good. It's the first time we've done it.
So in the water on the women's side, heat number 1. Ocean County goes 133.98. That's your new top time. So OCY, Ocean County, New Jersey, 133.98. They'd have the top time so far through 8 heats in the 200 medley relay. Over on the women's side, 10 heats. Heat number 1 is in the water. We'll keep an eye on that side of the pool. In the water right now, heat number 9, second of our 3 circle-seated heats for the men's 200-yard medley relay. Top seed in this heat, Red Bank at 134.16. Top time so far, Ocean County 133.98 coming out of heat number 8. And on the women's side, we have heat number 1 of the women's 200 medley relay. At the bottom of your screen is lane number 1 on the women's side. At the top of your screen on the women's side is lane number 8. On the men's side, lane number 1 at the top, lane number 8 at the bottom. So Red Bank, you're a leader at 48.90 halfway through.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected.
Over on the women's side right now, it's Boise, Idaho. They go 147.58. That's your top time through 1 heat. Heat number 2 is in the water for the women. And over on the men's side, it's Boise, Idaho. They go 132.92. That's your new top time for the men's 200-yard medley relay. So Boise, Idaho, your leaders on the deck. They'll be in that championship final. That's unofficial so far. National record 130.91 Schrader, YMCA set back in 2009. Final heat in the water. Top seed coming in, Somerset Valley, coached by Matt Donovan. Next to them, Triangle Area, Chad Onkin's team. And it's Somerset Valley, followed by Schrader. Actually followed by Schrader. And then Lakeland Hills up in lane number 1. So your top time so far, 132.91 is Boise, Idaho. Somerset Valley still your leader now, followed by Schrader, then Wilton, Connecticut. Eric Ronda in on that breaststroke leg for Wilton. Saw him earlier. Keep your eye on Somerset Valley. Still your leader, followed by Wilton. Just over a second lead going into the freestyle leg. So Somerset Valley, Wilton, Schrader.
And happy.
And over on the women's side, that was West Shore 147.90. So Somerset Valley finishes up.
Because physical activity is
followed by
vital to my
Wilton.
health.
Somerset Valley goes 131.62. Great swim by those guys. Once again, followed by Wilton and then Schrader. So your top seed going into tonight, Somerset Valley at 131.62. Then Boise, Idaho, and then it looks like Wilton, Connecticut. That's unofficial until those results are official. There'll be a 15-minute break right now before we start the thousands. So over on the women's side, we are in heat number 3. Top time so far, still Boise, Idaho out of heat number 1, 147.58. West Shore did finish first in the heat number 2. They were 147.90.
John. Oh, they just got slow again. All the
So heat number 3, women's 200 medley relay in the water.
I mean, it popped up. They took it right off, but it wasn't right.
The leader in heat number 3, Greater Peoria. Once again, your top time, Boise, Idaho, 147.58 out of heat number 1. And they finish up. Look at Kennett. They come in with a 150.06 out of lane number 6. Pretty strong finish right there for Kennett.
Need to make my world better.
Area YMCA in beautiful Chester
Because
County,
playing team
Pennsylvania.
sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Okay, you were. I was hearing. Heat number 4 of 10 is in the water for the women. 200-yard medley relay. Again, we're streaming live here from Greensboro, North Carolina, and the Greensboro Aquatic Center. Beautiful facility built here 2 years ago. This is our second year here for YMCA Short Course Nationals. 1,600 athletes here. About 1,000 volunteers making this happen in the beautiful city of Greensboro, North Carolina. If you haven't been down here, this is Tournament Town, USA. They host many great NCAA events, and now with this new aquatic venue, they'll be hosting many, many competitive aquatic events. They are actually in the running for the 2016 Olympic trials, along with 4 other cities. So if you haven't been down here yet, stop on down to Greensboro, North Carolina, and visit with some of the best Southern hospitality you'll ever find on the planet. In the water right now, heat number 4, women's 200-yard medley relay. Your top time so far comes out of heat number 1. That's 1:47.58. The ladies from Boise, Idaho. Final leg in the water right now for the women's 200 medley relay freestyle. And it'll be Pocono, Pennsylvania. Beautiful Pocono Mountains, 149.85 out of lane number 2.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
So your top time remains with the ladies from Boise, 1:47.58. They did that out of heat number 1. Next up, heat number 5, and there they go. Heat number 5 of the women's 200 medley relay. Freestyle leg in the water. Here they come under the flags. And Ridley, they go 1:46.50. That will be your new top time through 5 heats. So Ridley, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia, 1:46.50.
Stronger, healthier, and happier.
Top time on the deck. Next up, heat number 6 of 10. And they're off. Heat number 6, women's 200 medley relay. 10 heats in total. Your top time so far, 1:46.50. The ladies from Ridley out of heat number 5, lane number 5. Birmingham, Michigan, leader at the halfway mark, 57-53. Out of lane number 4, in followed by the Y of the North Shore down in lane, up in lane number 8. Coming under the flags, it's North Shore, 1:46.79. That'll be your second top time.
School can lead to success in school.
The ladies from North Shore out of heat number 6.
Because physical activity is vital
For the
to
women's
my health
200
and
medley
well-being.
relay, they go 1:46.79. Your top time remains with Ridley, Pennsylvania, out of heat number 5. Now in the water and ready is heat number 7 of 10. Last heat before our circle seated heats of the women's 200 medley relay. There'll be a 15-minute break after the women's 200 medley relay, just before they swim the time finals of the 1,000. A little bit of a change this year in order of events that the Meet Committee and the National Swimming and Diving Committee put into place. Out first, Farmington, Michigan. Again, this is heat number 7, women's 200 medley relay. 10 heats in total. Top time so far, 1:46.50. Ridley, Pennsylvania, out of heat number 5. Your leader at the halfway mark, Springfield, Ohio, out in 55.17. Flyers finishing up, still Springfield at 1:21.07. Springfield comes in with a seed time of 1:49.30. And it's Springfield, Ohio at 1:44.27, followed by New Canaan. Maddie Rush with a great 23.70 there on the end of that relay for New Canaan. But Springfield, Ohio,
Because playing team sports
1:44.27.
teaches the character and social
They
skills
now
that build
have your
leaders.
new top time. Moving into the circle seated heats, heat number 8, getting ready. Once again, 1:44.22 or 27 is your top time. Springfield, Ohio. They were followed by New Canaan, Connecticut. New Canaan looks to get back in on that relay, but that was a great split by Maddie Rush. Maddie's going off to Duke this fall. One of the great freestylers in Connecticut history. First of our 3 circle seated heats is in the water. Lane number 4 was 11th in this event last year. They're second right now. They're following Northwest North Carolina out of lane number 7. So on your screen, it's lane number 1 at the bottom, lane number 8 up top. And once again, thanks for joining us this morning for day number 1, YMCA Short Course National Championships 2013 from Greensboro, Connecticut, and the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center. So now Somerset Hills moves into the lead. They're at 55-48. They're the top seed coming in. Sorry, that's Somerset Valley. The names on the board hasn't changed for me. So Somerset Valley, your leader here in heat number 8. They're still leading. They're at 120.76, followed by lane number 2. That's Bath Area, Maine. Somerset Valley, Matt Donovan's the head coach there, does a great job. They're at 144.25, followed by Bath Area, Maine. So 144.25 is your new top time. They
Because
slide
learning with
just
others
by
makes for a greater
200ths of a second, just by Springfield, Ohio, out of the previous heat. Next up is heat number 9, second of our 3 circle-seated heats, featuring our defending champions, Middle Tiger, down here in lane number 2. Top seed coming in to this heat, upper main line, is in lane number 4, and in lane number 5, they were second last year, the ladies from York, Pennsylvania. Keep your eye on them as they're loaded this year, coming into the YMCA Nationals short course style. Well, once again, lane number 1, bottom of your screen, lane number 8 up top. Out first, Middle Tiger, your defending champions. They're out in 25.48. Top time, Somerset Valley, 144.25. Second fastest time, Springfield, Ohio, at 144.27. Middle Tiger, your leader, at 55.08 at the halfway mark. Followed by the ladies from York, Pennsylvania at 55.53, and then Sunbury, Pennsylvania at 55.88, and then Wilton at 57.32. Here come your Flyers to the wall. York takes control, 119.93 for the ladies from York. Now followed by Middle Tiger, and then Sunbury still holding on to the 3rd position as those freestylers are into the water, trying to bring it home in here in heat number 9, second of our 3 circle-seated heats. Your top time so far, 144.25. And now your new top time, York, Pennsylvania, 143.40. That is a new national record for the ladies from York, unofficially. New national record, great swim, 143.40 for the ladies from York, Pennsylvania. They were second last year. In that heat, Sunbury pulled into second. And then Middle Tiger finished up in 3rd. So new national record set here, a couple already this morning. That's unofficial until the final results come out, but what a great swim right there, 143.40. Ladies from York, as I mentioned earlier before that heat, they're loaded this year. Final heat is in the water. Lane number 4, Fanwood Scotch Plains. They finished 6th last year. There's your split. Sarasota 55-35. Top split through the 100 so far in this event was 55-08 Middle Tiger, but we saw that the York girls came on strong on that back half of this relay. Still Sarasota, followed by Fanwood Scotch Plains. And then down here in lane number 1, Summit at 122.14. So Sarasota trying to chase down the York girls from York who swam in the previous heat and set a national record at 143. There they are. Sarasota goes 143.90. They'll be holding down a lane number 5 tonight, as results are unofficial. So some great swims by the ladies right there. And it looks like York, Pennsylvania, new national record holders. Shout out to Larry Richardson, Larry Richards, their CEO. He's probably back there in beautiful York, Pennsylvania. So congratulations on a new national record. Tonight, it'll be a showdown between York, the ladies from York, Pennsylvania, and the ladies from Sarasota, Florida. Both going 143s, but half a second separating those two. Right now, the 1,000, that's heat number 2, has started over on the men's side. Just to remind you, on the men's side, lane number 1 is at the top of your screen, lane number 8 at the bottom. 15-minute break on the women's side, and then we'll be back to you momentarily.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected makes my family stronger, healthier, and happier.
Because a safe place after school can lead to success in school.
Because physical activity is vital to my health and well-being.
Because I need to make my world better.
Because playing team sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
When I grow up,
I want to be a doctor,
a policeman,
a teacher.
I want to be a champion.
Saving lives and building champions. That's the mission of the USA Swimming Foundation, and we're dedicated to providing support to strengthen our sport from grassroots to gold medals. Our goals are ambitious. We're proud to provide financial support to Team USA athletes and coaches, allowing them the resources they need to train and compete, and to maintain America's ranking as the world's dominant swim power for more than a half a century. In 2007, we launched Make a Splash, a national child-focused water safety initiative.
I want to help you guys learn to swim.
Through Make a Splash, the foundation provides funding to teach kids to swim and be safe around the water. The goal, end preventable drowning tragedies that claim 10 lives across America every day. We inspire future generations of swimmers.
You have to be resilient.
And instill valuable lessons that make a difference.
There's so many times that are going to knock you down and you have to get back up.
When I grow up,
I want to be a champion.
the USA Swimming Foundation, saving lives and building champions.
Give you a heads up. Once again, welcome back to Greensboro, North Carolina, and the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center for our 2013 YMCA Short Course National Championship. Some really fast swimming so far this morning in the preliminary rounds. I want to go through some of the results. A couple of national records set earlier this morning. But in the women's 50 free, your top swimmer so far, your defending champion, Katrina Konopka, 15 years old. She went 22.77. She's your top seed going in to tonight. She's followed by Maddie Rush from New Canaan at 22.78. Shannon Routh from Upper Mainline at 23.05. Carolyn Baldwin will also be swimming in tonight's championship final. She's from Westfield, New Jersey, 23.12. Chase Kinney from North Canton Community, Ohio, 23.20. She's in fifth so far. In the sixth spot, Avery Brunecker from Mattoon YMCA. She was 23.26. Seventh seed so far from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, 23.32. Adriana Grabski. And the final swimmer to qualify for the championship final, Katie Kicklighter from Central Florida Metro. So the top spot goes to Katrina Konopka at 22.77. Very fast swimming. In total, there were 244 women's 50 freestylers. Over on the men's side, your top 8 from this morning's prelims. In 8th place was Christian Aragona from Tri-City. He was 20.97. So it took a sub-21 to get into the top 8. Matter of fact, your 9th seed, 20.98 from Birmingham, Michigan, Alex Gray, will be your top seed in your consolation final. In 7th was 20.87, Ridley's Dan McGrath. We had a tied for 5th for Vlad Komarov from Upper Mainline and Brad Zdroik from Somerset Valley. They were at 20.84. In the 4th spot, Colin Ellington, Triangle area, Raleigh, North Carolina. He was 20.58. Tied for 2nd, Ryan Held from Springfield, Illinois, and Robert Borowitz from Middle Tiger. They were 20.52. Your top spot for tonight's 50 freestyle championship final from Pabst Farm, 20.49, Ian Gordon. So that'll be a pretty quick race. 3 100 separating the top 3 swimmers going into tonight's final in the men's 50 free. In the breaststroke, the women's 200 breast was swum earlier today in the preliminary round. Your top 8 swimmers, you had to go under 218. You had to go 217.46 to get into the final, and that was Katie Evans from Greenwich, Connecticut. She's in the A spot. In the 7th spot, Sophie Cattermole from Sarasota. She went 217.07. Alyssa Storino from Wilton, Connecticut. She went 216.45. 5th spot, Olivia Anchez, 215.22 from Triangle area. In the 4th spot, Abby Fisher from Lakeland Hills, New Jersey, 214.48. In the 3rd spot, Savannah Faulkner, 14 years old from Middle Tiger. She was at 213.52. In the 2nd spot was from swimmer from Springfield, Ohio, 213.09, Kendra Crew. And your new national record holder, 211.85, Bethany Leap from Sarasota, Florida. She took down the national record in the prelims. That national record was held by Amy Wheatley. It was 2:12. They went 55.14. Casey Oberlander, their teammate, is in the 4th position. She went 55.07. Been watching those 3 for the last several Y-Nats. Allie Galier from Middle Tiger, 14 years old. She's 54.91. And in 2nd, from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Marie Chamberlain at 54.77. And your top seed going into tonight's championship final for the women's 100 backstroke, Emily Slavey from Countryside, Ohio, 54.27. Congratulations, ladies. On the men's side for the 100 backstroke, took a 50.73 to get into the championship final. And that was performed by Brad Oberg from Middle Tiger. And holding down the 7th spot, Nathaniel Boley from Wilton, Connecticut, 50.68. Gus Kuvaris from Birmingham, Michigan's in the 6th spot with a 50.38. Dylan Sally from Somerset Valley holds down the 5th spot at 50.02, did exactly his seed time. Alex Tromke from Boise, Idaho went 49.90. He's in 4th. 3rd place, Sam Lynch from Red Bank, 49.76. Nick Peterson's in 2nd from Schrader, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 49.72. And your top seed with a 48.68 from the Cuyahoga Falls Riverfront YMCA, Andrew Appleby. He'll hold down lane number 4 in tonight's championship final for the men's 100 backstroke. Those are the results right now of the individual events. For the relays, from the relay side, we have our women's results. See if they're up yet. And if not, I'll go right to the men's side. And we'll go to the men's side. They did finish much earlier. So let's take a look at the men's 200 medley relay. And we'll give you the top 8 who made the championship final. 8th place, Middle Tiger, 134.43. 7th place, Schrader, Wisconsin, 134.21. 6th place was Triangle Area out of Raleigh, North Carolina. They went 134.10. Ocean County, New Jersey was 133.98 in 5th. Wilton was in 4th. They went 133.52. Red Bank, New Jersey was 133.23. They're in 3rd. Boise, Idaho, 132.92. They're in 2nd. And Somerset Valley is your top qualifier with a 131.69. 62. Great swim by these young men. Dylan Sally, Zach Warner, David Chung, and Brad Zoik. They finished up with a 131.62. Those are the results I have so far. They're still working on the final results for the women's 200 medley relay. As soon as we get them, we'll bring those to you. Again, thanks for watching. We're streaming live from Greensboro, North Carolina, in the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center. Right now in the water, we've got heat number 3 of the men's time final 1,000 event. And on the women's side, you have heat number 2 of the women's 1,000. So enjoy those 1,000. I'll try to be back to you shortly with the women's 200 medley relay results. Back here again at the Greensboro Aquatic Center here in Greensboro, North Carolina, where you're watching live the YMCA Short Course National Championships. In the water on your screen on the women's side is heat number 5 of the women's 1,000 freestyle. These are all-time final heats, and on the men's side we've got the 7th heat in the water. I've got some results from the 200 medley relay. There was a national record set in that relay. The top 8 teams will swim in tonight's championship final. Fanwood Scotch Plains comes in with a 145.17. Bath Area, Maine at 144.69. Springfield, Ohio at 144.27. Somerset Valley 144.25 in the 5th position. In the 4th position, 144.24 is Middle Tiger, Spartanburg, South Carolina. In the 3rd spot from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, you've got a 143.94. Sarasota is in the 2nd spot going into tonight's championship final with a 143.90. And your new national record holders out of the prelim session, Casey Oberlander, Megan Small, Nikki Price, and Victoria Griffin. They went 143.40. York and York County, Pennsylvania, they'll hold down lane number 4 tonight. Tonight's parade of athletes and devotions in our national anthem will start at 5 p.m. So we'll start streaming, I believe, right around that time. And then our individual events tonight will be contesting the 50 free for the men and women, the 200 breast for men and women, and the 100 back for men and women, along with the 1,000 final heat. Well, also, that'll be up first tonight. The 1,000, that'll be swum right after our devotions and parade of athletes, and that'll begin at approximately 5:45. I may be wrong in that. We're actually going to swim the 1,000 after we swim the 100 back, so I misread that. So be back here tonight at around 5 p.m. We start the swimming at 5:45. Also swim the finals of the 200 medley relays. So once again, thanks for joining us this morning. I'll be signing off, but this live stream will remain on, and I'll be back tonight around 5 p.m. for the start of tonight's festivities here on day 1 of the YMCA Short Course National Championships, live from Greensboro, North Carolina, and the beautiful Greensboro Aquatic Center.
anyone willing to help us with time trials, timer. Well, that's important to the announcers. People at 12:15. 12:15, a couple volunteers. To help us time. If you're going to be here, we'd love for you to get right on back and experience what announcements. There are time trials. At 12:15, we'll call it timers on the announcers table. Thank you.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected makes my family stronger, healthier, and happier.
Because a safe place after school can lead to success in school.
Because physical activity is vital to my health and well-being.
Because I need to make my world better.
Because playing team sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
When I grow up,
I want to be a doctor,
a policeman,
a teacher.
I want to be a champion.
Saving lives and building champions. That's the mission of the USA Swimming Foundation, and we're dedicated to providing support to strengthen our sport from grassroots to gold medals. Our goals are ambitious. We're proud to provide financial support to Team USA athletes and coaches, allowing them the resources they need to train and compete, and to maintain America's ranking as the world's dominant swim power for more than a half a century. In 2007, we launched Make a Splash, a national child-focused water safety initiative.
I want to help you guys learn to swim.
Through Make a Splash, the foundation provides funding to teach kids to swim and be safe around the water. The goal: end preventable drowning tragedies that claim 10 lives across America every day. We inspire future generations of swimmers.
You have to be resilient.
And instill valuable lessons that make a difference.
There's so many times that are going to knock you down and you have to get back up.
When I grow up,
I want to be a champion.
The USA Swimming Foundation. Saving lives and building champions.